Hey there, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to talk about the stages of financial independence. So if you're not familiar, my financial independence goal story is that I eliminated $17,000 worth of consumer loan debt in about 2.5 years, making roughly $30,000 a year. And once I eliminated that debt, my next goal became financial independence. So I am now on a mission to become financially independent and potentially retire early. So while this goal feels super far off and financial independence feels very, very distant, I am committed to learning as much as I can about financial independence. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the different stages of financial independence because it's important to remember that there are several different milestones along the way toward financial independence. So here are the 7 stages of financial independence. Stage 1 is dependence. And at this stage, we're dependent on other people for financial support. We all start here. It's important to remember that this is a stage that's kind of like the baseline, right? So in this stage, you're relying on financial support from people like parents, family members, potentially the government, but you overspend your income and your debt payments are greater than your income after tax. And it's also important to remember that due to any sort of unforeseen circumstances, at any point, any of us can be back at this stage. So it's really key to remember that in this particular financial independence stage, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn from this stage. If you are able, this should be a stage that you are working to move away from. This is a stage with many lessons. This is also a great moving forward point. The second stage of financial independence is solvency. And at this stage, you are able to meet your financial commitments. You reach this level when you're no longer relying on anyone else for financial support, your income exceeds your expenses, and you are no longer accumulating debt. This financial independence stage of solvency is huge. So at this stage, you are actively able to cover all of your expenses with your income. This is a pretty big milestone. The third stage of financial independence is stability. Now, you achieve this stage of financial stability when you have no credit card debt or personal loans, you have a little bit of emergency savings, and your after-tax income, meaning the amount that hits your bank account, exceeds your outgoing. So at this stage of stability, you've got some savings built up. Now, this is also a huge milestone because having that savings cushion is a huge relief, and having that savings cushion and being able to meet your expenses is a huge accomplishment. So any amount of savings will put you at the stability stage, but the more you can build up your savings, the better off you'll be. At the financial independence stage of stability, you finally become net worth positive, meaning you've paid off all your debts and you may have some assets in savings or investments. I would not say that you necessarily have to have your mortgage paid off to enter the stage of stability, because in theory, the mortgage is offset by the value of your house. So if you needed to, you could sell your house and have enough to pay off that debt completely. So because you've entered the stage of positive net worth and you've paid off all of your consumer debt, that is, again, any debt that's not offset by the value of an asset, you should have, in theory, a little bit of extra additional income. You should have a bit of additional income above and beyond your expenses that you're able to save and invest. So this is the process by which you'll move yourself closer to financial independence. This cash flow can be used to build a savings and investment portfolio that will, again, accelerate your movement toward financial independence, which is the ultimate goal. The fourth stage of financial independence is free agency. This is a huge milestone. At this level, you can work and live pretty much how you want. You've eliminated all debt, including any debt on a personal residence like a mortgage or anything like that. At this level, you can quit your job at a moment's notice and know that you'll have some time to be financially okay before you need to be looking for work again. So obviously, the more savings you have, the more of a free agent you'll be able to be before having to move backward into just the stage of plain old stability. The fifth stage of financial independence is security. You achieve the stage of security when your savings and investment income can cover your basic needs for the foreseeable rest of your life. So even if you never work another day, you'll still be able to afford basic living expenses like utility bills, any food, clothing, transportation. But this is just the basics. So you'll basically be able to cover your basic living expenses at the stage of security. At the financial independence stage of security, now you have the choice to decide that you don't want to work in the traditional sense any longer. This is a stage at which you can kind of choose to retire. The financial independence stage of security is a point at which many F.I.R.E practitioners decide that they want to stop working for a paycheck and decide to start working a more vocation-based or interest-based type of job and can decide to follow their passions. It doesn't mean that they're never going to work again. It just means that they have a lot more freedom and ability to choose the type of work that they do. The sixth stage of financial independence is a stage of independence. And at this stage, your savings, investment, and any pension or additional income are enough to fund your chosen standard of life. So not just the basic necessities, but how you actually want to live. So you can afford the necessities plus any luxuries. This is a stage of independence. At the financial stage of independence, you can decide that you want to do something different. You want to travel, maybe you want to think about living in a new location and doing a different kind of work. The seventh stage of financial independence is a stage of abundance. And this is a stage at which your investments, savings, and any other income will fund not only your necessities, not only your chosen standard of living, but also pretty much anything you want to do. You, at this stage, are able to leave a financial legacy for whomever you choose, be that family members or a cause that's important to you. You're also able to maybe experience some additional luxuries that you might want. You might want to do some extra traveling. You might want to experience some additional comforts. So this stage of abundance is pretty much the top of the financial independence ladder. So within all these different financial independence stages, it's important to remember that there are different variations and there is more than one path to reach each individual stage. And at each stage, it's that three-legged stool. It's a three-legged stool in the financial independence toolkit of being frugal in your outgoings, being radical in your savings, and really knowing your investment portfolio and being wise in your investment strategy. So these are the 7 stages of financial independence. I hope this has been helpful. I know that there's several different resources out there on this information and the different levels and stages of financial independence. So by all means, do your research, read as much as you can, learn as much as you can. Get all the information on financial independence that you possibly can to help you in your personal journey toward financial independence. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you'll keep watching. Bye.